got it.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MANIACITV, man. Today we got the criminal history of PoloG, aka PoloG, from the Hip Hop Daily YouTube channel, man. If y'all haven't already, head on over to my guy Hip Hop Daily. Give him a subscribe. Y'all know we rock with his content heavy on the channel, man. So listen, PoloG, I low-key feel like it's a lack of documentaries on PoloG on YouTube, man. You know, I feel like a lot of fans are still kind of, you know, trying to figure out the backstory of PoloG, the criminal history, to come up, everything, man. Because PoloG, I'll say PoloG is probably one of the most level-headed Chicago rappers. Him alongside, you know, Lil Bibby and G Herbo, you know, where he got ops. He grew up in the trenches and whatnot, man. But on his songs, he ain't gonna like name drop the dead and diss the dead and none of that. But you know, best believe he gonna stand up for his block. But I feel like PoloG, the way he's doing it right now, man, you know, you can tell he got his head on straight. And I feel like he's industry, but he's not BET, VMAs type of industry yet. He's got an incredible core fan base. His numbers speak for themselves, and his numbers gonna give him that. His numbers gonna validate him and his longevity in the game. I know he's gonna be around for a minute. So let's look at the criminal history of PoloG, man. Let's get it.
PoloG is one of the hottest artists in the rap game right now, but having Billboard hits can't save you from the police. The rapper was recently arrested after a show in Miami for allegedly resisting arrest and fighting with a police officer. Let's take a look at the career and criminal history of PoloG up to this point and break down what really happened in Miami. PoloG grew up in the Marshall Field Garden Apartments of North Chicago. He was the second of 4 children and has 2 sisters and a brother. Polo came from a musical family, and both his mother and his older sister were talented singers. He started rapping at age 9, and growing up he was inspired by artists like Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, Tupac, as well as Chicago artists like G Herbo and Chief Keef. Early on,
his brother Chief Keef. I swear, y'all can't tell me PoloG don't look like Chief Keef. Everybody be like, no, he don't look like Chief Keef. You can't say this man don't look like Chief Keef. I'm saying this, man, come on.
Lil Wayne, Tupac, as well as Chicago artists like G Herbo and Chief Keef. Early on, Polo did his best to stay out of trouble, but growing up in the wild area of North Chicago, that became harder and harder as he got older. He grew up with both of his parents, and his mother tried hard to keep him away from the streets and focused on positive things like basketball and school. But he grew up just down the street from the Cabrini Green Homes, one of the roughest housing projects in all of Chicago, so it was only a matter of time before he got sucked into the streets. In high school, he always got into fights and was kicked out of 2 different schools. When he was 15, one of his close friends, T. Gucci, was killed, which hit him hard. In an interview, Polo said that Gucci's death changed his whole outlook on life.
That really like messed up my understanding. Like I ain't understand like how I'm only 15, my homie only 16 years old, and he, you feel me, died to gunfire. Like it really messed up my understanding.
And after that, he decided to get serious about his passion for music. But being a teenager with no other skills except rapping, Polo quickly realized that he needed a source of income to pay for the studio time. This is when he started hustling so he could support his dream and take it to the next level. One night, he snuck out of his house and went to a studio where he recorded his first few tracks. He started releasing music under the name PoloG after his favorite fashion brand and his dead homie Gucci. After graduating from high school, he briefly considered going to school for broadcasting. He planned on going to Lincoln University, then transferring to Clark Atlanta University.
I'm telling you, PoloG, like, not even trying to be on some, you know, what am I trying to say? I'm not even trying to be on some, you know, oh, you know, he ain't built for that, for the street life. I think PoloG, you know, he grew up in the trenches and he did what he had to do to get that studio time. But I feel like I said, he always had his head on straight. Polo was never on no hot shit. You know, he saw the bigger picture. He wanted to go to college. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, you know, the streets always gonna win. But, you know, he always saw a bigger picture for himself, man. Whether it be rap, whether it be college, Polo always saw himself doing something a lot bigger than the streets, man. That's what I'm trying to get at.
For broadcasting, he planned on going to Lincoln University, then transferring to Clark Atlanta University. He wanted to attend an HBCU and become a sports broadcaster like Stephen A. Smith. But his passion for music was too strong, and he decided to stay in Chicago instead to focus on his rap career. He started releasing visuals to go along with his music, which earned him fans outside of his own hood. But as he started gaining more attention for his music, he also started getting deeper into the streets. While he would start achieving his rap dreams, he would also be in and out of jail for selling drugs and stealing cars. He wouldn't catch any serious cases, but he kept getting arrested back to back as he was trying to blow up with his music. On January 1st, 2018, Polo was involved in a car theft and high-speed chase with the police. He was in a stolen car with some of his friends when the cops tried to pull them over. They would end up crashing the car and all got arrested. Around that time, he also started abusing drugs like Xanax and ecstasy, and has said that they were the only things that made him feel alive. Growing up in a neighborhood full of crime, poverty, and violence, plus struggling to make it as a rapper, all took a toll on him.
I'm saying that, you know, you lose your best friend, you gonna do what you gotta do, especially when you that young. You don't understand why all this stuff happening. Like he said, he don't understand why he was only 15 and lost his best friend. So listen, the pills, all that stuff, it's gonna be a temporary band-aid to get him through the pain and get him through. Like, you in the trenches still, you know, man, come on now. Y'all know. Y'all know.
And violence, plus struggling to make it as a rapper, all took a toll on him.
I say this all the time.
He turned to drugs to cope with that. But he also kept dropping music, and his numbers just kept going up and up. He dropped a remix to the Lil Durk and G Herbo song Never Cared in 2018, which quickly went viral, getting more than 1 million views on YouTube. This track gained him a fan base all around Chicago, and rumors started that PoloG was going to be the next rapper to make it out of the city. But before he could really start to enjoy his success, he would get locked up again and serve some time in Cook County Jail. This made him really start rethinking his decisions, because while his name was hot in the streets, he was behind bars, unable to capitalize off the success of his music. He spent this time writing more music and planning out his career path while locked up. This is when he started to adopt a more melodic flow that was different from the drill sound he previously had. After getting out of jail, he would hit the ground running and record some of the music he had worked on while locked up. He linked up with his old engineer, DJ Ayo, who had started making beats while Polo was in jail. He recorded one of the songs he wrote in jail over one of Ayo's beats, which seemed to flow perfectly. That track would become Polo's breakout hit called Finer Things. He dropped the video of the song in August 2018, and it got over 250,000 views in the first week. Finer Things brought his career to the next level, and he started getting requests for interviews and shows. But he knew that his career has to be strategic, or else he would end up as another one-hit wonder. He did have the city behind him, but he also only had dropped a few remixes and singles, and didn't have any full-length projects to show his talents or establish him as a serious artist just yet. For his next single, he linked up with Bronx rapper Lil TJ for the track Pop Out.
This was the first song that I heard, because when I first heard this, it was all on the radio. I think it was like 2019 was when I first heard it. I'm like, man, who the hell is Lil TJ and PoloG? And like, I never seen the video until probably like months after the song came. I'm like, man, who the hell is Lil TJ? Who the hell is PoloG? And it's like, and how he talked about when he got out of jail, he switched up his sound. Like, we did a lot of throwback PoloG reactions on this channel, man. And you could tell, like, his older songs, he came with a more aggressive tone, you know, but now his sound is different from a lot of other Chicago artists, man. Polo is not a drill rapper. He's not a drill rapper, man. He could tap into, you know, to different sounds. Best believe, you know, on the Give No Fuck song, the Okay, you know, that was old PoloG. But a lot of his newer stuff, you know, that's why a lot of people kind of, they what they call him Piano G or whatever, man, just because he doesn't sound like the typical Chicago rapper. I think it's talent. Like, Polo he's so versatile, he can do different sounds.
For his next single, he linked up
with, yeah, this was the song that blew him and TJ up. I think this was the one that did it.
Bronx rapper Lil TJ for the track Pop Out. This was a smart move for Polo to make, because it exposed his music to a whole new market in New York City.
Facts.
Lil TJ was at a similar point in his career, and both artists were able to expose their fans to each other's music. The New York drill scene is heavily influenced by Chicago, so it was a natural fit for both artists. The song blew up and peaked at number 11 on the Billboard charts. This led to offers from almost every major label, and he ended up signing with Columbia Records. He then released his debut project, Die a Legend, in June 2019, which featured both of his breakout singles and proved to the world that he was just not a one or two hit wonder, but a serious artist. It seemed like Polo was on top of the world, and he was on track to take over the rap game. But some of his old habits would catch up to him, and in August of 2019, he'd be sent to the hospital after overdosing on Xanax and ecstasy.
Doing drugs was so regular for me, it's like I damn near needed that to function throughout my day.
He posted a pic to Instagram of himself wearing a hospital bracelet hooked up to an IV with the caption, "I got a little too lit last night and woke up in the emergency room, almost lost my life." The drug addiction that he formed to deal with the pressures of the streets had followed him into the music industry and almost took his life.
I didn't even know that. I never knew that much. You know, once you start getting money, like, you got the money now to get these things, you know, I'm glad that, you know, that he's still here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I didn't even know that he was going through that.
That he formed to deal with the pressures of the streets had followed him into the music industry and almost took his life. Polo got lucky, and after that, he quit both ecstasy and Xanax cold turkey.
That's what's up.
He had also just had his first child in July 2019, which was a boy. He told The Breakfast Club in a recent interview that the birth of his son was a big part of the reason why he decided to get sober.
Knowing that I got my son, that I gotta slow down off that. And that made me quit X and Xanax altogether.
He wanted to be a good role model to his child and be a responsible father figure, which is not easy to do when you're on hard drugs. But the hospital visit was just a temporary setback.
You gotta respect that, man. You got to.
And after being released, Polo was right back on his grind. He returned to the music in February 2020 with his track Go Stupid, featuring Stunna4 Vegas and NLE Choppa, produced by Mike Will Made It and Tay Keith.
That was a banger.
The song became his second hit on the Billboard charts and peaked at number 60 on the US charts. He followed up on the success of that single with his second studio album, Go, on May 15, 2020. The album was a huge success and peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200, with 10 songs on the project also entering the Hot 100. The album featured guest appearances from Juice WRLD, Lil Baby, and BJ the Chicago Kid, and sold the equivalent of 99,000 albums in the first week. That same year, he was included on XXL's freshman class of 2020 and started his own record label called Only Dreamers Achieve through Columbia Records, signing Syracuse-based rapper Scory as his first artist.
Scory also looked like Polo G. He low-key kind of sound like Polo. You can tell, you know, he got that inspiration from Polo. I ain't know Polo record label was named that. I don't know why I thought it was named Cap-A-Lot Records. I don't know.
Dreamers Achieve through Columbia Records, signing Syracuse-based rapper Scory as his first artist.
Scory hard though.
The following year, he was featured in the 2021 Forbes 30 Under 30 list in the music category. He also released the track GNF, OK,
Praise.
and was featured on the soundtrack to the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. He was also featured on the song Fashion, featuring Pop Smoke, which was included on the soundtrack for the film Boogie, and collaborated with Lil TJ and Fabio Foreign for the song Headshot.
He only getting
The
started.
way that Polo was able to move seamlessly from the Chicago to Brooklyn drill sound without losing what made his music unique was part of what shot him to the top. In 2020, he released a snippet of a song with producer and social media influencer Einer Banks that quickly went viral on TikTok and other platforms. This track would later become the song Rap Star and was officially released to streaming platforms in April 2021. The track quickly shot up to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became Polo's most successful release to date. He followed up with the song Gang Gang, featuring Lil Wayne the next month. Both singles were promotions for his third studio album, Hall of Fame, which was released in June and debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 200, his first number 1 album. Everything was coming together for Polo G, and he was taking over the rap game, with every track and project doing bigger numbers than the last. But when you blow up that quickly, there's bound to be some trouble along the way. Even though Polo G had changed his ways and tried his best to stay away from the streets, that didn't save him from police harassment. On June 12, 2021, Polo G
I was shocked. Before you even get into this, man, when I saw people were saying free Polo, I'm like, man, what the hell happened? He literally just released the album, but I should have known him going down to Florida, man. You know, Florida, they do not like rappers, man. Miami, they don't like rappers, man. They be trying to get these rappers out, arrested, sent away, man. They don't like rappers, man. And I'm like, man, Polo's got to be the most level-headed person, man. What the hell happened for him to get arrested?
That didn't save him from police harassment. On June 12, 2021, Polo G was pulled over and arrested after leaving a release party for his Hall of Fame album in Miami.
Rapper arrested. A night in Miami landing Polo G behind bars after a confrontation with...
I didn't order a pizza.
I know, but that Parker promo saved me so much in my insurance. Brought you a little
police.
The vehicle the rapper was in got pulled over at the intersection of Biscayne Boulevard and Southeast 1st Street just before 1 a.m. Authorities claim that the traffic stop was due to the car's tinted windows. Police allegedly asked the driver to roll down the...
Now you know what the traffic stop was for, man. You know the officers saw him get in the car and they like, oh, that's a nice car. Oh, that's a black man. Oh, he got some chains, some money on him. Okay, let's go in.
Authorities claim that the traffic stop was due to the car's tinted windows. Police allegedly asked the driver to roll down the windows and he refused. A passenger inside the vehicle also allegedly told police that they weren't willing to lower the windows because the car was bulletproof. After that, the rest of the passengers got out of the car willingly, except Polo, who resisted. The cops actually tried to pull the rapper out of the car, but he wasn't going quietly, throwing punches and allegedly hitting an officer with his elbow.
Not even, no lotto. Polo lucky, because these police nowadays is wilding, man. I'm glad nothing happened to him, because y'all know these motherfuckers, man. They shoot first, ask questions later. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just glad that didn't result in that, because...
out of the car, but he wasn't going quietly, throwing punches and allegedly hitting an officer with his elbow. According to authorities, he told the cop, "I will kill you. I swear I'll use these fists to beat the shit out of you and knock your ass out."
Whoa.
The officer who ripped Polo out of the car claimed to have suffered multiple injuries, including cuts and bruises on his forehead, chin, and cheek. After getting the rapper out of the vehicle, they also found 2 guns in a black bag. Florida has pretty chill gun laws, and Polo isn't a convicted felon, so he's permitted to carry a firearm for protection. But he was arrested for resisting arrest, battery on a police officer, criminal mischief, and threatening a public servant. He was brought to the Turner Guilford Correctional Center in Miami and released later the same day on a $19,500 bond. His 16-year-old brother was also taken into custody but later released. The Miami Police Department announced that they were launching an investigation into the arrest to ensure that proper procedures were followed. Polo G's mom, Stacey Mack, who was also acting as his manager, went on social media to let everyone know that her son was unfairly targeted and racially profiled. She claimed that he was not the one responsible for the tint on the vehicle's windows, as he was not the driver, but a passenger in a professionally licensed vehicle, and he was moving smart, just like he's supposed to be.
Right.
And they stopped them because they were driving while black. Let's keep in mind that they were driving in a licensed vehicle with security and a driver, okay? He wasn't even the person driving. Do you know how scary that is?
Fans on social media also started to question why Polo and his whole family were arrested and detained for minor charges that wouldn't have even happened if he hadn't been pulled over in the first place.
I'm telling you, it's targeted, man. Come on, this ain't nothing new. And it's so crazy, they be trying to come at these rappers. Why is the car bulletproof? Why do you got guns on you? Oh, and then what happened if they not riding in a bulletproof car with security? Then they end up getting killed in the city, and what, the murder goes unsolved? Because the police department's so fucking lazy? Like, come on now, make it make sense.
After being released from jail, Polo took to Twitter to address the incident himself, claiming that one of the officers told us they was on us since we got off our jet.
I bet.
They playing foul in Miami, and that been like that for a minute.
For real.
Polo isn't the only rapper to recently get arrested in Miami.
Listen.
Over Memorial Day weekend,
Pooh
Shiesty and the Baby were arrested in connection with 2 unrelated shootings. The Baby was later released without any charges being filed against him, but his artist Wisdom is being charged with attempted murder. Pooh Shiesty is still fighting his case for allegedly shooting a security guard during a club performance.
New at 6, Lontrell Williams, also known as rapper Pooh Shiesty, will remain in jail for now. Williams was arrested for an incident at a South Florida gentleman's club where he's accused of shooting a security guard.
So Polo was in line when he says that the Miami police have it out for rappers.
They got a target.
Check out our
on
video
rappers,
on Pooh Shiesty robbed, then shoots security guard for more info on this case. It doesn't seem like Polo is likely to face any consequences for this arrest, other than maybe a slap on the wrist. Lawyer money is not a problem for him, and at this point, it definitely seems like he was clearly targeted. Hopefully, Polo G can use this incident to make some dope music and turn a negative into a positive. He's already overcome so much and made it so far that a minor arrest like this can't stop him now.
Right.
If you thought this video was crazy,
hey,
be sure
Hall of Fame Deluxe coming soon, man. I saw Polo tweet that, man. He working on a Deluxe. We didn't get a GOAT Deluxe, but we for sure getting the Hall of Fame Deluxe, man. You know, I wish all the success for Polo G, man. Like I said, he just really getting started, man. This is only the beginning of his career. You know, just look at what he's done these last 2 or 3 years, man. Can you imagine what he about to do the next 10 plus years, man? So listen, the criminal history of Polo G, link down below in the description if y'all want to check this video out in its entirety, uninterrupted. If y'all new to the channel, y'all rock with me, want daily reaction videos, man, hit that subscribe button for me. And until the next video, I'll see y'all then. Thank you for watching MANIACITV TV. I'm out.
I ain't gotta do too much. I swear that these niggas, they be doing too much. I ain't gotta